Well, hey, everybody, it's Todd Schrock. Hedge, can you hear me? Audio okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll get started here in a couple minutes. Thanks.
Testing 1, 2.
I got you, Mersey.
All righty.
Hey, Toddy, do you need to hear from me?
I got you, Porty.
You're a good man.
I got you, Clay.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Yarmo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks everybody for jumping on today. If you've got a question for Yarmo, we'll start with him and then have Elvis available. Just raise your hand and we'll call on you. First question goes to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Yarmo, start with the obvious. Hold on. Start with the obvious here. Just how important is it to, you always talk about building from the goal out a little bit. You got your goalie now for 5 years locked in at what looks like a pretty manageable, AAV.
Very important. We still have two good goalies, and we didn't want to end up in a situation where both of them would exercise their option to walk into free agency after this year, and so we locked up Elvis, and but the ice time's still going to be earned from the head coach, and we're pretty lucky to have a goaltending tandem like Corpy and Elvis.
Did any of this of the decision to lock up Elvis like this, how much was factored in that, it seems like every time Elvis has had a chance to really kind of run with it a little bit, he's been better there rather than, kind of equal splitting the net?
I think the how they split the net is going to be based on how they play, and Elvis has had 2 good years and some very good success in the National Hockey League, especially in the first year here, and he's earned the contract, but Corpy's going to have a great opportunity too here going into the season. We know what he can do, and he's very good for us. Last year probably wasn't his best year, but we expect him to bounce back and be really good this year again.
Thank you.
Go to Aaron Portsline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thanks, Todd. Hey, Yarmo, when you sign a goaltender to an extension like this, I think the assumption by many is to assume that you've made a decision as to who you want to hitch your cart to for the future. You've hinted at it in your first couple answers, but what does this say? What does this contract for Merzlikins say about Joonas Korpisalo's future with this franchise? What do you anticipate there?
I think Joonas Korpisalo's play will dictate his future, and then if he decides that he doesn't want to sign with us, then he's going to have a lot of other options around the league. Everybody's looking for a guy who has #1 ability in this league, and he's shown that at times. And like I said, he didn't have his best year last year, but we expect him to bounce back, and anything is possible after that.
You think about or worry about his mental state after you sign a contract like this? Because it does say something to a lot of people. Do you think it's only natural for him to wonder about his future with the franchise?
Oh, I just had a great conversation with him today, and he's a professional athlete. He knows he's going into a contract year. He wants to be a good NHL goalie. He wants to be a number one goalie in the NHL. So I think he's got a great challenge ahead of him. I think his attitude is perfect about it. He said to me that he's not going to worry about this at all. He's going to just have a great season and go from there.
And does this change anything at all in terms of how the coaching staff will or should handle the goaltenders? Does this put a larger work load on Elvis if he deserves it, or do you still see it as a 50-50 split?
No, ice time will be not be divided by the numbers on the contract. It'll be divided based on their play.
Thank you.
With any other questions for Yarmo? If you do, please raise your hand. Let's go to Jeff Sloboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Yarmo. Just maybe ask the scout in you, when you watch Elvis play, what are the things that you see in him that made him seem like a goalie that as you watched him, not just the last 2 years, but throughout his career, the skills that he has and what kind of separates him to be a guy that you wanted to make this kind of investment in?
I think he's got a lot of those qualities that everybody's looking for in a number one goalie. He's athletic, he's quick, he's explosive, he's competitive. So he's showed it on a lot of different levels. Even before he arrived here, had a bit of a rough start, got everything together, and went for a great run there in his first year, and continued from there in his second, and I think he's got a real good future ahead of him.
You know, he's obviously had a lot of ups and downs here over the years. He's obviously got a lot of personality as well, but as you've been around him on somewhat of a daily basis now these last 2 years, I mean, what kind of impresses you about just the way he approaches things and maybe the way he's able to, I mean, it seems like he's matured a lot and really settled in and become a guy that has a lot of great qualities about him, and people enjoy being around and things like that. I mean, just as you watched him kind of maybe mature these last 2 years, what have you kind of seen in him?
Yeah, he's definitely matured. He's also learned the league, and he understands what's required here and the different culture and all that. And I think he's handled it well. And he's a dad now, and a whole different setup at home too. So I think he wanted to do a long-term deal. We wanted to do a long-term deal, and now we got it locked up, and we have two good goaltenders, at least for this year.
Thank you.
And next we'll go to Clay Hall.
Yeah, Yarmo, does this ease your mind a little bit in the sense that, you look at his resume, fourth in save percentage since he got here in 19. Does that say to you, we can be in every game every night?
Well, I've said it many times that goaltending is one of our strengths. We've had a great goaltending tandem here for the last couple of years, and they've competed hard for the ice time. They will continue to compete hard for the ice time, I'm sure. And it's a position of strength for us, and it's a very, very important position. As we all know, without good goaltending, you have no chance in this league. And to take a risk where both of them are in their last year before hitting the unrestricted free agency was a risk we were not willing to take, and we got a long-term deal done with Elvis because of that.
So it checks a huge box for you?
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said from the start, and repeated myself many times, I think that everybody's also looking for a goaltending tandem where you can throw in either one on any given night, and they'll give you a good chance to win. And that's why it's so important that we still have corporals here, and we'll see how they play and who grabs more ice time, and a lot of things can happen in the future.
Thanks.
Next we'll go to Mark Scheig. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Todd. Yarmo, just how much did you learn about Elvis just in the way that he handled the downtimes of the way last season went?
Well, goaltending is so much between the ears too, about confidence and how much you let a bad game bother you and how you bounce back, and in the pressure situations of any individual game, if you let in a bad goal, how do you respond? And I think with maturity, with added maturity and experience, I think he's learned a lot and learned to handle himself in those situations, and that's what it's all about as growing into becoming a real good goaltender in this league.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portsman. Go ahead, Porty.
Thanks, Todd. Yarmo, different topic if I could. Other camps, Detroit, Edmonton, there may be others, have opened camp or are going to open camp tomorrow with players in their mix that are not vaccinated. I'm not sure, you may be standing alone on this and having told a player to stay away. Are you okay with that if you are? And do you think the NHLPA has any issue with the way you've handled the Ronaldo situation?
I'm not concerned about that, and I can't comment on what the other teams have there for their policies. We're in this together, and that's our policy, and that's the way it'll stay.
And the decision to send him to Cleveland rather than have him here, do you anticipate him showing up in Cleveland? And if so, why would it be okay for him to be in Cleveland unvaccinated but not here unvaccinated?
We don't have the American League protocols yet, and what they look like. I'm anticipating them to look similar to what the NHL's doing, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
So could he come to camp in Cleveland then?
We'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Next, we'll go back to Clay Hall. Go ahead, Clay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Aaron, just going back really quick to Jonas. Are you leaving it up to him? Like you said, it's up to him how he plays this year, and as far as the ice time and splits and all that kind of stuff. If he comes in and plays really well and he becomes your number one guy, what then? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying here? Like, you got Elvis signed. I mean, is there a possibility that you would potentially keep Korpisalo as well?
Why not? That would be a great problem to have.
With Tarasov in the wings as well?
Well, his play will show us when he's going to be ready to play in the National Hockey League. So
Okay.
the more good goaltenders you have, the better off you are.
All right. That's just what I was wondering. Thanks.
Okay, I think no more questions for Yarmo. Anybody? Going once, going twice? Great. Thank you, Yarmo.
Thank you.
We'll have Elvis here momentarily.
Oh, nobody's there. Where's the noise coming?
And there he is.
Hello.
Promised. Okay, if you have a question for Elvis, please raise your hand. Let's start with Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Elvis, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we actually had a chance to talk to you this summer. Obviously, I remember asking you, would you like to stay here long term? And you said yes, obviously, at that point, very definitively. How nice is it to get this deal done and make that a reality?
Quite honest, it's awesome. Like I told you even before in the summer, I like the city. I like where I am. I like the people who are here. Columbus is the team who chose me in 2014. In my career, I played just in few teams. Quite honest, professionally, I played just in 2 teams. I never changed the team. I always, when I played in Lugano, that was my home. That is my home in my heart. And now Columbus is getting my home. I'm really happy that I'm still here with the team who chose me in the draft, and the team who has believed in me and in my game.
We've seen you have some real impressive flashes of what you can do. You've still never, it's only been 2 years, so you've never really had a chance to be the guy for like a whole season or anything. What kind of level do you still have left in you, do you think?
This is the thing. I've been here just 2 years, right? I'm not gonna. Well, it's not that I'm not gonna calculate it the last year, but with the COVID and all that stuff, that was different hockey, without the fans and all that stuff. I think I have so much more to learn, to understand in this league. There's gonna be mistakes for sure. Everybody is making mistakes, but I think for this long term, I think every year I gonna get better and better. If not every day. Obviously, the goal is right away, right now, from game one start and be the best what I can be. But I think there is so many. I have so much time to learn and get better goaltender, and especially with Manny's help, I'm in good hands. I'm in good organization. I'm in good hands of coaching stuff. So I'm really good in and comfortable in this situation right now.
Yeah, last one for me is, last year, you did finally get some fans into the building at the end. Maybe this year, if they can do it safely, maybe you get the whole building in there. How much would that help you personally? Just to you seem like a guy who really kind of feeds off energy and off the crowd.
Yes, the end of the season, like I said, even in the end of the season, I just started to feel myself. That was the moment when the fans came in. Yes, I'm the goaltender who's playing for the fans and with the fans. Fans are really important for me, for my game. They give me energy. They give me the anger. They give me everything. Even when you play away, it's so nice to see when maybe some fan is insulting you or whatever, and you go harder just to hurt him, right? So this is challenging as well, and it's awesome always to play with a loud rink, and we have really loud rink, so this is really good. And I really hope that finally we can play that hockey, normal hockey. And obviously when you come here in NHL, this is your dream, right? So playing with the fans and loud rink as we have, it's just something incredible. It's nice. You have to enjoy that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portsline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thank you, Todd, and congrats, Elvis. This is the kind of contract a team gives to a number one goaltender, and I'm wondering if you feel like your job, your status has changed here. Are you now the guy, or do you still feel like you're fighting to be the guy in a timeshare?
Well, I see a huge trust from my club to me, obviously. But there is a training camp, and still we are here, me and Corpy. So the training camp, we're gonna push together really hard, and obviously the net is one, and goalie is gonna be one who is gonna play. So there is still to work. In the end of the day, we are working for our club and our organization. So I'm not saying that there is that concurrence, but there is that hard work more for the team and for the organization to win some games.
Yeah, you've played 33 games the first season, 28 last season. You played, and I know there have been other circumstances around that with COVID and everything. You played more games in Europe than you did here, and I'm wondering how much you're looking forward to getting back to a big workload if you can achieve something like that.
Well, in Europe, I had role number one, how to say, like I could see that I'm going to be number one.
Sure.
And it was different because this season is long. Obviously, the goal and the beautiful hockey is to make shutout right away from the first game. But this is not how it works. You have to go step by step, I think, because in the end of the day, the season is really long. And this is how you're getting better. More games you're gonna play, I think, personal, what I feel. If I play more games and more consistently the games, I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna start feeling that game. And when once you are on that game, you can do pretty dangerous things. And this is the nice feeling what I felt the first year from my first win. When Corpy was injured, unfortunately, I had the chance to play, and I started to feel myself, and then I had fun. Before I was more thinking mentally. When you are in the net, you are more thinking. You are, oh gosh, no, don't shoot, maybe. So because maybe you're gonna score, and you don't want to mess up. When you have free mind, even if you mess up, that anyways, next game you're gonna play, but obviously you have to play better, but you're gonna get better automatically, I feel, because you just keep going step by step, and in the end of the day, the result is gonna be good. I know that, and I really believe in that.
Yeah. You feel like you're a guy who's capable of making 60 starts, 55, 60 starts?
Well, if I had to look back home in Switzerland when I played, yes, I didn't play 60 games, but I played almost all season, and then there was playoffs right away. And after playoffs, I went straight to the World Championships. So
Sure.
I could calculate those 3 tournaments championships as one season in NHL. I think yes, I can handle that, and obviously here it's different hockey because it's quicker, faster, better players, but even the games, they are really close to one to each other, right? So there's not so many days off, but in the end of the day, that's my job, and that's why I'm getting paid, right? So I had to, and I'm really looking forward to see. Obviously, this is not up to me, but I'm going to see how many games I'm going to have, and this is more even personal. You want to? I challenge myself all the time. I can have maybe 60 games, but if I'm not going to play them well, I'm going to be the first one who's going to tell you that I could do better, or I did well, or I did great. And still, this is more challenging to myself.
Thanks, Elvis.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jeff Sloboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Elvis. Just kind of thinking, I remember when you came over here 2 years ago, and it was just a question of how this whole thing was going to go. And you've had obviously some tremendous ups and downs, both on the ice and off the ice, but it's really been quite a journey in a lot of ways. I mean, you're a parent now. So many things have changed over these 2 years. Just as you kind of look back, you've signed a contract, maybe have some stability here, but what's this whole thing been like, and just how exciting is it for you to kind of continue on that same road as well and just keep going?
Yes, I had the first year, I had really, really big up and downs, and changed quite a bit things. That's interesting story. Like a lot of things changed in my life, from sad things to really beautiful ones. So even being here in this organization with the people, with every single people who I met here at the rink, starting from security guys to the everybody else, I feel now home. I feel family, and these people, here's different mentality than in Europe, and here's different hockey than in Europe. I think from the day when I came in here, they kind of grow me up. Like I got more mature, I feel. Well, now I have no chance, no choice. Sorry, I'm a parent right now, so I had to be mature. But yeah, I feel different, but I feel really happy. Obviously, I don't feel anymore. Maybe as a kid, I feel more man. But obviously, my personality, I'm not gonna change. And of course, now that the training camp starts, I have to put away the jokes, and I have to start focusing on the training camp of the season. So there's going to be that click that I have to change it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Mark Scheid. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Todd. Elvis, congratulations on the new contract. Just how quickly did this whole thing come together, and when did the Blue Jackets reach out to you to say that they are interested in talking to you about a long-term deal?
Well, there was talks. There was little talks like a month ago, but obviously I didn't focus on that because there was nothing concrete. Like there was nothing like real, I feel. They spoke to my agents, obviously. So the big real news was yesterday, and yeah, it was easy decision. Obviously, this is of course I had to ask my wife what she thinks, because for me it's really important, her opinion, and obviously she's the one who is gonna spend most of the time at home when I'm on the road trips, and we like Columbus. She really likes Columbus. She feels home here. She's happy. She feels more home here than back in Switzerland. I don't know. There is a reason why she doesn't like that much being back home in Switzerland, but she likes more here in the States. She likes the people because it's really nice. You just walk in the Starbucks or Tim Hortons, and and the cashier gonna ask you how you doing, which in Europe it's not like that. It's different mentality there. So she really likes Columbus. I asked her opinion, what she thinks, and that was pretty quick and easy decision. We wanted to stay here. We wanted to start looking for buying a house, and our son just got the bird here. This is going to be his home, and he's going to be coming from here. So this was even something important even for him, even if right now he doesn't understand where he is. But for us, it was important that he can grow up here in Columbus, Ohio.
With any more questions for Elvis?
Yeah. Clay.
Okay, Clay, go ahead.
Elvis, I think you've touched on some of this over the previous questions. What does the contract represent to you? Is it the belief by the club? Is it you belong in the best league in the world? Is it security for your family and the poodle or the labradoodle? Or I saw his picture yesterday. Poodle?
Cavapo.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thanks for the clarification. So when you signed it, was one of those above the others, or was it the combination of all?
It was combination of all. First in the place, obviously, it's like I said, I'm not the guy who is changing the teams. Columbus choosing me in the draft, and that's mean they had already faith in me. And now I think the right decision would be to stay here because they choose me. I'm really more. I'm the guy who's playing more for the team, for the organization. Obviously, you think about your future of your family. Yeah, you have to make them secure, right? So I think this contract is pretty good for the future. That's in the end of the day, that's really big money. Obviously, as well, like I said, home. My son got the bird here, and we that for us was important. That he's coming from here, and when he's gonna be 5 or 6, right? He's gonna understand from where he's coming from, and then obviously, well, all rest of the things, like the city, we like it, like I said already a lot of times. But even just looking from our dog, we took him here in Columbus, so this is as well his home, and we just feel home, and we were happy.
Very good. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, Elvis, when you look back to the end of last season till now, that time period, I know it probably seems a long time ago, you've had a lot to kind of process in your life in this past off season. From what you said earlier, highest highs, happiness, and then also lowest lows, sadness. When you look back on this, I mean, how important maybe was this off season just to your development as a human being, and what's your mindset now? How are you doing?
It was huge personal lesson in my life. It kind of, the thing what happened to Matisse, it kind of opened my eyes on looking on the things and on the life. I think you have to really in your life right now, what I think it's, you have to appreciate what you have and what you get in your life. You have to appreciate the help from the people who you have behind, and the love of the people who you have behind. And obviously, like I said, even yesterday, you don't know what's going to happen in 1 hour. You don't know what's going to happen in 1 month, 1 year, or 10 years from now. You have to really enjoy every single day that you're living with the people around you. You go to the work. I get it. It's hard. It's really hard. I woke up. I'm not saying that my job, it's easy, but I woke up today at 6 and I didn't been yet home. So I feel like normal people who goes to the office. I didn't see my family. I didn't see anybody today, just my teammates. But I enjoy it. It was fun. It was fun. Even if we were running and doing testing, it was fun. I enjoy it. This is what I had, even that during the summer preparation. I really worked my ass off. because I want to get ready for the season. Last season I wasn't satisfied with my last season. There was a couple of good things. I'm happy that there was even bad things, so I could learn from them. But during the summer preparation, I really worked my ass off. I was getting myself really ready, and this is my goal. Just start the season as hard as I can.
Thank you.
Great. Anything else for Elvis? Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. Elvis, thank you.
Thank you very much.